Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping onto the court, well, maybe more into the mindset behind the court. We're looking at elite volleyball.
Yeah, we've got some fascinating sources, insights from legends like Karcha Kiraly, Kerry Walsh-Jennings, but also some really detailed coaching manuals, even safety protocols.
So it's not just about the perfect spike.
Not at all. It's the whole philosophy, the mental toughness, the preparation, the structure that allows for that excellence.
And the idea is to pull out strategies that work anywhere, right? Not just in volleyball.
Exactly. What makes high performance tick, whether you're aiming for a gold medal or, I don't know, leading a project at work, it's about earning that excellence.
Okay, so let's dive in. The sources seem to hammer home one point right at the start. Mindset, the inner game, as you called it.
Right. And there's this fantastic quote from Bobby Knight, the basketball coach, that just nails it. He said, "The key is not the will to win. Everybody has that. It is the will to prepare to win that is important."
That really hits hard. Because wanting it is easy, right?
Right.
Everyone wants to win.
Everyone. But the dedication to the process, the daily grind, that's rare. That's the differentiator.
So how do these elite programs actually build that will to prepare?
They focus on what they call a self-mastery mindset. The mantra is basically, strive to be better tomorrow than you are today. Simple, but powerful.
So you're competing against
Yeah,
yourself.
pretty much, primarily yourself. The sources say this actually makes athletes less stressed and more willing to put in the work because a mistake isn't some huge failure.
It's just feedback for tomorrow's practice.
Exactly. You're not defined by beating the other team. You're defined by improving on yesterday's version of you. It shifts the focus inward.
Okay, that makes sense psychologically, but how do you translate that feeling into, actual daily action? What tools do they use?
The big one is SMART goals. You've probably heard of this. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound.
Right, so not just get better at passing.
No, that's useless. A SMART goal from the manuals sounds more like, I will do 50 quality wall passes,
Yeah.
focusing on my platform angle every day for 2 weeks, and I'll track my errors.
Okay, very specific. Quantifiable. You know if you did it or not.
And it's yours to control. That leads into the second tool,
Mm.
visualization.
The mental reps. Is this just sort of daydreaming about success?
Not really. It's structured mental rehearsal. Find a quiet place, the guides say, and actually see yourself executing perfectly. Feel the movement.
And the idea is the brain doesn't fully distinguish.
Kind of. It helps build those neural pathways like you're actually doing it. So when the pressure hits in a real game, the successful pattern is, well, more ingrained.
Okay, but let's be real. Setbacks happen. Injuries, bad games, failures. Who does this mindset handle that?
The perspective is blunt. You either win or you learn. Failure isn't failure, it's information. Kerry Walsh-Jennings puts it beautifully. Adversity, if you allow it to, will fortify you.
And make you the best you can be. Yeah, I saw that quote, but isn't there a risk of that just becoming like an excuse? Oh, we lost, but we learned.
That's the critical part.
Yeah.
It's only learning if you act on it. If you follow up that learning moment with, say, a new SMART goal targeting the exact weakness that led to the failure.
So the coaches look for the response to adversity, not just saying the words.
Exactly. Are you channeling that frustration into focused effort? That's the test. It stops it from being just a platitude.
Okay, so we have the individual mindset. Now, how does this translate to the team? The sources talk a lot about role clarity.
Yeah, very direct about it. Cohesion demands clear boundaries, especially for the coach. They say coaches are not friends, mothers, or doctors.
Why is that friend boundary so important?
Because the coach needs to make objective decisions, sometimes tough ones. If that line is blurred, their authority can get undermined, especially when things get tense. They need to be the decision maker, period.
And for the players, what's their core responsibility?
The line they use is, don't aspire to be the best on the team, aspire to be the best for the team.
So it's about fitting into the system, contributing your part.
Right. And constant improvement, diet, skills, mental prep, everything. It's about being accountable to the team's goals. Which brings up an interesting point about the setter.
Yes, the setter rule. They're the only one who can ask for help if they play the first ball.
Correct. It sounds specific, but it's about efficiency under pressure. The setter runs the offense. If they dig the first ball, they're momentarily out of position.
So shouting help is a pre-agreed signal.
Yeah, it triggers the secondary setter instantly. No hesitation, no confusion about who takes the second ball. It keeps the offense flowing smoothly. It's tactical clarity.
That leads nicely into this concept that really jumped out at me, the lazy coach. Sounds counterintuitive for high performance.
It does. But it's actually a strategic approach. This comes from Dr. Darren Cannell, who apparently tells his players, I am old and lazy.
But he's not really lazy, is he?
No. It's about delegation. Specifically, delegating things that are not strictly coaching to push ownership onto the players.
Okay, give me an example. How does this strategic laziness work?
Two great examples in the sources. First, equipment. Players bring their own balls, cones, everything. Forget your ball, the whole team does dive lines or some other consequence.
Gosh, peer pressure.
Exactly. It's not the coach nagging. It's the team feeling the impact. My mistake hurt us. That builds real accountability, way more than a lecture.
That makes sense. What's the second example?
Delegating drill contacts. So like tossing the ball for hitting practice, instead of an assistant coach giving perfect tosses.
Another player does it.
Right. A player toss is naturally more varied, maybe a bit messy, more game-like. Plus, the player doing the tossing gets hundreds of reps in a fundamental skill they'll use all the time anyway. It's smart delegation. Builds skills, not just saves the coach time.
Okay, coach, player. What about the parents? Often a tricky dynamic in youth sports.
The sources are crystal clear here. Parents' role. Unconditional love. Financial support. Full stop. Avoid technical feedback.
Why so strict on that?
Because conflicting advice is toxic. Coach says A, parent says B in the car. It confuses the athlete, undermines the coach, and strains the relationship. Keep it simple.
So what should a supportive parent say after a game, if not critiquing?
Focus on the process, not the result. The best suggestion was, what's one thing you felt you improved on today?
Reinforces that self-mastery idea again, making the car ride home part of the learning, not an interrogation.
Precisely.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. Section 3. Let's talk about the different flavors of the game itself, indoor versus beach, and some of that fun jargon.
Yeah, the difference is pretty significant. Beach volleyball only became Olympic in '96. You know, Coach Curley said the beach game basically forced him to become a better all-around player.
Because there are only 2 players.
Right. No hiding.
Yeah.
You have to pass, set, hit, block, dig, everything, every rally, total versatility.
Whereas indoor is more specialized, but demands intense coordination. I loved Marv Dunphy's description. What was it? A game of intuition, improvisation, but most of all, reciprocity, teamwork.
That word, reciprocity, that's key for indoor. It's about trusting your teammate to do their job perfectly so you can do yours. Highly structured, relies on seamless communication. You can't just freelance, as he says.
Let's get into some of that lingo. It really brings the game to life. What about serves? That tricky, unpredictable one.
Ah, the floater. Minimal spin, it dances in the air, drops suddenly like a knuckleball. Really tough to pass cleanly. A major tactical weapon.
Okay, so the floater causes chaos. If the pass is chaotic, the hitter might not be able to take a full swing. What are those softer, smarter shots called?
You got the tip, just using the fingertips to poke it over or around the block. Or the roll shot, using top spin to make the ball drop quickly behind the block. Finesse plays, not power, reading the defense.
Love it. And one more, that specific beach term for digging. The one that sounds like an animal.
Haha. Yeah, the gator. It's a two-handed dig, low to the ground, heels often touching. The hands are wide apart. Looks like alligator jaws opening up. Perfect for covering ground in the sand.
Gator dig. Got it. Okay, final section. Let's do a technical deep dive. Training specifics, equipment, the real nuts and bolts.
Right. And we have to start with the setter again. They call him the playmaker. It's not just about good hands. It's about volleyball IQ. They're the quarterback, basically.
So what does that IQ look like in action? What are they processing?
Okay, imagine. They get the pass, could be perfect, could be shaky. They see the blockers setting up across the net. They know where their own hitters are, who's hot, who's matched up well. Consider the score, the rotation. All in, like half a second.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they have to choose the best type of set, the location, the tempo, to give their team the highest chance of scoring. It's intense cognitive processing under pressure.
Which makes the training philosophy really interesting. The sources kept repeating, the best passing drill is pass set hit. The best setting drill is pass set hit. You get the idea. Why this obsession with the full sequence?
Because anything less is, well, artificial. It doesn't transfer to the game. If you only practice hitting perfect tosses from a coach.
You get good at hitting perfect tosses from a coach.
Exactly. But in a game, the pass might be off. The set might be rushed, the block is moving. If you haven't drilled the whole sequence with all its potential messiness, your skills break down under pressure.
Can you give an example of that breakdown?
Sure. A hitter practices spikes off perfect sets right on the net. Looks great. Then in a game, the set is maybe 2 feet off the net.
Yeah.
Suddenly their timing is wrong, their footwork is off, their arm swing is rushed, because they never trained to adjust to that slightly imperfect but realistic situation.
So pass set hit trains the adjustment, the chaos management.
Precisely. It builds resilience and adaptability, not just isolated technique.
Okay, last technical point, equipment. Specifically, ankle braces. The sources strongly recommend active ankle braces for serious players. Why those over, say, taping?
It's about long-term health versus just short-term support. Taping, or those old lace-up braces, they provide passive support. They restrict your ankle's movement all the time.
Sounds good, right? Support.
Well, yes and no. If the brace is always doing the stabilizing work, the muscles and tendons around the ankle, they get lazy. They weaken over time. You become dependent.
Okay. So how are active braces different?
They allow the normal full range of motion. Your muscles stay engaged, stay strong. The brace only kicks in and provides support if your ankle starts to roll beyond that normal range, like in the moment of a potential sprain.
So it lets your body do its job, but provides a safety net.
Exactly. Think of it like taping is a constant cast, while active bracing is like having smart reflexes that only catch you when you truly start to fall. It protects without weakening.
That level of detail from mental prep right down to the biomechanics of ankle support. It just underscores the main theme, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Excellence isn't accidental. It's built piece by piece through intentional practice, clear roles, and just relentless preparation.
Mental rigor, accountability, focused work, that seems to be the core message.
Yeah, it's about earning it every single day. You're not just playing, you're actively building your excellence.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave our listeners with something to chew on, a final thought pulling it all together.
Right. Think about that coaching maxim we found. A spot on a school team, which is given and not earned, has little value. It really makes you think about effort and worth.
So the question for everyone listening is...
Yeah, where in your own life, your work, your goals, where are you maybe expecting something to be given? And where are you truly actively earning it? Maybe use some of that volleyball grit, that focus on preparation, to fuel your own efforts this week. What are you earning?